Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is VitruvianPhysique. Thank you for stopping by for another exciting installment of How Strong Are You? And by another installment, I mean this is episode 2. First one I did was back in October, and that was right after my competition prep. I was my leanest, I looked my best, but I was definitely, I was by far at my weakest. I was like low 170s in terms of body weight. Carbs were under 200 grams. Calories were under 2,000. Cardio, all that stuff, I had to do to get my physique personally to the best that it could be. Yeah, when you do that, not surprisingly, your strength it sucks. In that video, I pretty much did it because I wanted to establish a starting strength standard, and that way I can make comparisons going forward in the future, such as now, here we are, to determine whether or not my bulking strategy is working in terms of food intake, in terms of training. I've always felt that the 3 ways to determine whether your bulking strategy is working or not is obviously weight improvements, visual improvements in terms of like arm size, arm circumference, legs, all that stuff, 24-inch quads, 17-inch arms. But the third option is obviously strength gain. Chances are if you are lifting more weights in terms of increased volume, increased actual load, increased overall total work capacity, chances are if you're doing more than you did before, you are probably stronger. Otherwise, where else did that increased strength come from? Obviously, some of it has to do with just, skill, because strength is in some ways a skill, not just a byproduct of muscle, but a large part of it is a byproduct of muscle. So you're doing more, chances are you got bigger. So that is why it's very important to establish strength standards and improve upon them over time. This could be your 1 rep max, this could be your top set PR, this could be like you did 3 sets of 10 for 100 pounds, now do 3 sets of 10 for 120 pounds. Congratulations, you got 20 pounds worth of additional strength muscle. It's all good. So I always get comments of people asking me, Igor, what do you do if you know that tomorrow you're gonna go for you're gonna test your strength, you're gonna go for a 1 rep max or whatever. I always tell them that there's 4 things that I think is just imperative that you do. Number 1 is sleep. If you get 5 hours of sleep and then you wake up, you feel like crap, you have to go to work, you're downing 3 cups of coffee just to try to wake yourself up, you get to the gym, you feel like shit, you're trying to slap yourself awake, it's not gonna work. Get at least 7 hours of sleep. Number 2 is simply stay hydrated. Super simple, but I had to say it. Wake up, get half a liter, maybe like 1 liter of water in you prior to a workout, and just stay hydrated throughout the day. Simple, quick, and easy. Do it. Number 3 is a good high carbohydrate pre-workout meal. Guys, there's considerable research that a high carbohydrate meal prior to a workout will give you a somewhat, modest boost in overall workout performance, endurance, strength, all that good stuff. So what I do is about 2-ish hours prior to a workout, I'll get some good quality carbohydrates in me. I'll do like a fruit salad, maybe like a banana, an apple, and some grapes or something. And then good carbohydrates would be something in the form of I love granola. Granola, it's a really, really easy way, like 1 bowl to get like 60, 70, 80 grams of carbohydrates. Oats would be a good option. And I think these versions are a lot better than something like just sugar, just eating a bunch of candy and crap. You might have a sugar rush than a sugar crash. I don't really want that. I'd much rather have a slightly lower glycemic index carbohydrate, which is kind of like a slower timed release of energy. So clean carbs, the ones that taste like cardboard. And number 4, this one is a bit optional, but I know that you guys do it, I do it, a lot of people do like it. It's simply a good pre-workout supplement routine. In my case, I'm taking MyProtein's MyPre V1. There is a version 2, but it's only available in the States, unfortunately. Me in Canada, I'm kind of screwed, but that's what I'm doing. Also, in addition, I'm adding external citrulline malate. This is something which I've really been getting into a lot this last year. It's something which a lot of pre-workout supplements out there don't actually include in their ingredient list, at least not yet. Nobody out there, I haven't seen one pre-workout supplement out there which technically does have the recommended 8 grams of citrulline malate. All the studies that have shown citrulline malate actually improving workout performance, especially workout endurance, have done so with the subjects consuming 8 grams of citrulline malate. So what I do is I get about 2 or 3 grams in the pre-workout itself, and then I get about 5 grams of external citrulline malate. And as always, guys, if you're interested, there's a link down in the description box below for all my protein stuff. And if you use my discount code, you can get like 20% off. So that should help if you guys want. But let's get into the good stuff, starting off with my personal favorite, the bench press. So back in October, I did 275 pounds for 5 reps. This came out to an estimated 1 rep max of about 320 pounds. So, not bad. It's just over 1 plate, but definitely, I have been stronger than that. And I need to get back into that. My goal at the end of this bulking season is to get at least a 3.5 plate bench press, or 365 pounds touch and go. No actual pause. That is the ultimate goal. This time around, this is a few weeks ago at the end of December, this is 315 pounds Actually, 320 pounds. Sorry, guys, I forgot. The bar in my gym is kind of weird. It's 50 pounds. I literally have to step on the scale and weigh it. And yeah, it's like 49.8 pounds or something. 320 pounds, 3 reps. This comes out to an estimated 1 rep max of, I forget, but I'm going to throw it up on the screen right now. It's just over 350 if I remember correctly, something around that. So not bad. 30 pounds improvement on the bench press in, just around 3.5 months. It's like 10 pounds a month. I'm very happy with that. Next up, the squat. This one is probably my area of most improvement and something that I'm personally extremely proud of. Back in October, my squat was really, to be honest, kind of embarrassing, especially because I've been way stronger in the past. I used to be working with 405 pounds consistently, but I'm not going to talk about this too much. I've already mentioned in my previous videos. 2017 kind of sucked in terms of my specific leg development due to Accutane, this skin acne drug which I took. One of the side effects was joint pain, and that really set my squat training potential down in 2017. So it hasn't just been like, my goal this time around isn't just getting back up to normal. It's almost like a rehabilitation for my squat. So I need to get back up to normal, and eventually my goal would be a 455 squat, 4.5 plates, which would be a lifetime PR of 30 pounds. That is the ultimate goal. I think I'm almost back to the point where I can squat 4 plates for at least like a rep or 2 consistently, but that is the ultimate goal. Because back in October, the forum, just having less training frequency and volume and less exposure to the squat over 2017, at least the beginning of 2017, really kind of set my squat back. Not just in terms of strength, but in terms of overall form. Strength and like powerlifting or just exercise in general, it is a skill. Just like you can forget and decrease the quality of your jump shot or your slap shot or whatever, same thing can happen, especially with complicated compound movements such as your deadlift or your squat. Speaking of the deadlift, I actually don't have a frame of reference for this lift because I did not start the deadlift until recently. I have been deadlifting, guys. I'm back in the gym. However, the deadlift has always been one of my biggest issues in terms of form, and I really want to do it right this time around. I don't want to just jump in and deadlift like 5 plates with garbage form to train my ego. Number 1, because it's stupid, and number 2, because it doesn't really matter. Me being on social media, there are some freaks on this platform. It seems like every other guy can deadlift like 6 plates. So, these people are either genetic monsters or they've been training for like 10 years specifically for powerlifting, whereas I'm just more so bodybuilding and I lift, heavy weight on the side for fun. Or I'll be honest, there's a lot of drugs in our industry. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I try not to make comparisons because I don't know. I mean, there's people out there, I have no idea what you do, what your genetic background is, what you're taking. These days, I just train for me and I try to be the best that I personally can be. And in my case, my goal is not just to, get my strength in terms of the deadlift back up to something good, but do it with proper form. So I'm training a lot with sumo now. I really want to test out and see whether or not sumo deadlift is better suited for my build, my frame, my bone structure. The whole point is I'm really trying to nail down my form and do it perfectly. Finally, overhead press. This one's also pretty interesting. So I did 155 pounds for 6 reps back in October. This time around, my goal was 185 for 5 reps. And one of the reasons behind that is because 155 for 6 comes out to an estimated calculated 1 rep max of 186. So I thought if I can do 185 for 5, it'd be cool because I'm now doing for reps what used to be my absolute maximum, something I could barely do. That's one thing I love about strength training, guys, is that in the future, you become, like, the man that I am today is doing normally, just consistently for reps or sets or just, for multiple, repetitions, what used to be, like, I couldn't even do, like, for 1, or if I did, it would crush me. And that feels pretty damn good, especially in this case, the bench and the squat. You know, to go from 275 to 365, essentially putting on a plate from 2.5 to 3.5 plates, putting on 90 pounds, and only sacrificing 1 rep. It feels pretty damn good. And there are still guys out there who are freaks, and that's not even impressive by social media, YouTube standards. But in terms of my personal development, especially with my whole knee thing, it feels pretty damn good. And that's the name of the game, guys. I always advocate to you guys, look at where you are now, look at where you are in a month or year or a week from now. I don't care when. As long as you are consistently moving forward and improving, be happy with yourself. Don't sit there and compare yourself to some guy on YouTube who's deadlifting 700 pounds. There are some freaks out there, and you know what? Good for them. But you, the normal individual, just focus on your personal improvement. Be the best version that you can be, and that's all anybody could ask of you. So overall, it's pretty good. I mean, if you actually add up the overhead press, the squat, and the bench press, I'm up around 150 pounds in terms of this, this 3 lift total, or 18% improvement over the last 3.5 months. And that feels really good because it shows me that this is working and I don't need to make modifications, and my nutrition is on point, my training is on point, and it feels pretty damn good. A couple of the things which I think just intrinsically, like what I'm doing this time around, which is really personally helping me a lot. Number one is this one, although there is, research behind it, obviously training at lower rep numbers and higher weight is going to boost your strength improvement. But from a psychological standpoint, just getting used to lifting heavy weights. If you go in the gym and you train with something like 3 sets of 12 or 4 sets of 10 or whatever, and then you want to see, okay, if I can do that much volume, can I switch to like really heavy stuff and I test my 1 rep max or whatever, it's going to feel foreign to your body. I really love what I've done this time around with Hybrid 5, the training program which I launched back in January 1st. A lot of people have been training with it, loving it, and getting so much positive feedback, which feels fantastic, by the way. I really like that you guys are enjoying it. However, I have been training with it for about 3-4 months now, although the first 1 or 2 months was beta testing, so I'm way ahead of you guys, and it feels pretty good because what I've incorporated into it is higher intensity, lower rep number, and like more sets, 4, 5, 6 sets, and just really getting used to it. For example, in the case of the overhead press, last time, back in October, I did 155 for 6. This time, I'm consistently training for multiple sets and repetitions with something like 160, which used to be like, oh my god, I can barely do this. This is my top set PR. But now this is like my training normal stuff, and you need to get accustomed to that. Same thing with the bench press. Now I'm consistently working with 265, 275, 285, and just becoming more and more accustomed to what used to be your maximum, and just slowly, like creeping up. Like, okay, I'm kind of used to 275 now. Let's up it to 285, but still high intensity, low rep number. That is inherently, I think, really important. Another thing which is really important in my opinion is just the gradual progression. I'll get so many messages from like a lot of you guys who are training with Hybrid 5, and you're like, oh, I feel pretty strong. Can I just jump ahead? Can I just increase all my lifts, my estimated 1 rep max values, which like everything is calculated off because it's all percentages. So you put in some numbers and everything else is calculated off of that. Can I just put in like 30 pounds heavier? You could, but I think that you might be playing with fire, because it's very easy on your first cycle, when you start to feel that you're so strong and you're like Superman. The problem is you do that, and then by the 2nd, 3rd, 4th month, you hit a wall. That's it. You're at a plateau. I really prefer gradual progression, improving by, something like 5 pounds on your estimated 1 rep max with regards to your overhead press or your bench press, or 10 pounds on your squat, your deadlift, like the bigger lifts. Just consistently small improvements on a monthly basis, something that you won't even notice. It's minor increases in intensity, but that really does add up. And the third thing, which is by far, in my opinion, the biggest contributor to my strength improvements, I would love to say that like Hybrid 5 is kicking my ass and it's so good, it's the best training program in the world, and it's definitely, I am enjoying it. I think a lot of you guys are enjoying it as well, and I put a lot of thought into that, and it is great, but it comes second place to food. That's it, pure and simple. I really think that the number one factor in regards to your ability to get strong would be simply your nutrition. How many calories are you consuming? How many carbohydrates are you consuming? Someone who eats like crap, eats 500 calorie deficit, and it's all coming from junk food, probably is going to have a much harder time putting on strength than someone who eats like a 3 or 4 or 500 calorie surplus of good quality carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, just good home cooked meals as opposed to just sugar and shit. So that's it, guys. Sorry if this video went long because, well, welcome to my channel. That's every video. But I just want to give you guys a quick update as to what my strength is doing, how it's doing, and it is doing well. Up 18%, up 150 pounds on the 3 lifts that I was training. Getting back into deadlifts now, trying some new form, sumo out. yeah, it really does feel good to be back into consistently lifting hard, high intensity, heavy. When I was cutting, my training was like, it's kind of like aesthetic style training where it's kind of like abs and bicep curls, but then you get under the bar on the bench press and it's like, oh shit, 2 plates. Grass is always greener on the other side, and this time around, it's very green where I am, and I am enjoying it. But guys, that is it. Also, if any of you are interested in checking out Hybrid 5, the training program that I had developed, it took like literally 2 or 3 months of research and beta testing, and it is by far, in my opinion, one of the most advanced training programs out there, mainly because it's not just like a PDF where just, you know, it's a piece of paper and you just, okay, it tells me to do this and that's it. I follow instructions like a friggin' robot. No, it's an Excel model, so it's interactive. It's based on your, it's all percentage based on your estimated 1 rep max. So you put in how strong you are, it programs everything out there. There's 3 levels of periodization worked in on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So if I'm doing it, you can bet your ass that I do think it's good, and it is the best option, at least for my training, and I think a lot of you will enjoy it as well. If you're interested, link in the description box below. But guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. This video, I kind of want to take a break from the genetic series. We did part 1 and 2. Part 3 is coming out in the next few days. I have a script and everything ready. All the research is done. I just need to film it, edit it, and put that bad boy out there. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you in the next video.